Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me. In today's episode, we're discussing the Fiji honeymoon death of the wife of a Memphis man. They just were celebrating their honeymoon. 2 days after checking in, she is found dead on the bathroom floor, and husband nowhere to be found. We're going to be diving into that case. My friends, if that's the type of content you'd like to follow, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified whenever I create any of this type of content, because my whole purpose is to keep you aware what could go wrong in this crazy world, to hopefully protect you, to help you be a little more aware, and to see what could go wrong around us that we need to be alert about for the safety of someone else, right? We're all living this world together. So if this sounds like something you like to follow, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and dive into this ugly story. Christe Chen, taken away from this world at the young age of 39 years old, had so much more life to live in her world. And this selfish husband, someone that she was excited to spend the rest of her life with, took her life 2 days after checking in for their week-long honeymoon. And now he is being charged with 1 count of murder. But we'll dive into that a little bit, because this young lady, taken way too soon, full of so much life, full of so much talent. She was a well-known, popular pharmacist in the Memphis area. And you can see where she even won the 2021 Wolters Kluwer Clinical Drug Information Award of Excellence in Clinical Communication. And this award is presented to a graduate who has demonstrated superior verbal and written communication skills. So this was a very talented, well thought out individual, just taken way too soon. She was well known for her personality, for her enjoyment of life. She was truly someone who had a lot of life to live. She was also someone who loved baking. She had her own bakery at one time in Denver, Colorado, near where she grew up. And she was known for focusing on classic Southern bakery staples that right there in her cute little neighborhood spot. And she was known for her cookies like the Nutella sea salt or the ultra tender scones. And her whole hope when she opened up the bakery, Sweet as Pie, it was in hopes of providing the neighborhood locals with a true gathering place. Just having that true gathering place that they can come and feel comfortable. While she is originally from China, she spent most of her youth in Memphis, where she gets that menu full of Southern classics like biscuits and gravy and hummingbird cake. And so she really loved doing things for the community. Being a pharmacist at Kroger, you are part of the community when you're doing that. And so she was all about community. She truly loved life. Even here, she's wearing a costume of a cow. And even though I don't show it in the picture, but she actually has her udders hanging out, showing her fun side to herself. One guy, Michael Shirley, posted on Twitter, "I am inconsolably devastated. I woke to the news that my dear friend of over 25 years, Christe Chen, was murdered on her honeymoon in Fiji by her new husband. We had spoken a week before. She was excited to be my date for our 20-year high school reunion." So this was someone she went to high school with, and you can see her showing her personality even in this picture. She wasn't one that, I don't know her personally, but from what I'm learning, you can see she truly loved being herself. That's why it's such a tragic thing that this guy she was in love with and looked so forward to spending the rest of her life with takes her life. And we don't know the full details, so I am going to share with you what we do know. This Memphis man has been charged in the murder of his new wife while they were away celebrating this amazing honeymoon in a Fiji resort. And at this resort, it could cost up to $3,500 a night depending on the time of year that you stay. But it was never less than $2,400 a night. So this is a very exclusive resort that they stayed at. Before this murder, she was telling her neighbor how excited she was to be spending her honeymoon in what she referred to as paradise. Her body would later be found inside a hotel room at the resort that they were staying in. And the resort was on Yasawa Islands, which was not far from the island of Mamanucas. And when they found her, he was nowhere to be found on this small little island, which is well known for its beautiful beaches, crystal blue-green waters, palm trees, lush vegetation, and remote setting, until the police caught up with him and he was taken into custody. And you can see this picture of the two of them before going off on their honeymoon, and him now being charged with her murder just a few months later. And when they arrested him, he refused to submit his DNA for forensic testing when the police prosecutor had requested it. Which means if you want to prove yourself innocent, give them your DNA so they can exclude you. So he didn't submit any DNA that can help prove his innocence right out of the gate. DNA can go a long way. But if you did something, your DNA is most likely going to be on it, unless you planned it out and you did it right or something like that. Otherwise, DNA can help clear you as well. There have been people who have been in prison for many years until DNA evidence cleared them of any wrongdoing. A court order has been requested to get his DNA even without his permission. So there's a good chance that's going to be approved, if not already. And the magistrate told the court that Dawson had committed an indictable offense and the case would be transferred to the high court in Fiji. Her husband, who worked as an IT professional for Youth Villages, which is a non-profit that helps children, according to them, the nonprofit said that they have suspended him from work pending this investigation. And they said, "It is our understanding Miss Chen was his wife and our condolences go out to her family." That was the only statement they made. And he is now being charged with beating his newlywed bride to death on their honeymoon at this luxury Fijian hideaway. And he then uses a kayak to flee to an island about 1.2 miles away. From Turtle Island, Fiji to Matakawalavu Island, and they're trying to say that on the face of it, it looks like they, being his attorney and himself, are saying that on the face of it, it looks like an accident, but they don't know more than that. Of course, his attorney is trying to say that it's simple, it's going to stop right there. There's nothing more than just an accident here, which I find that hard to believe as we continue to find out more on what we are hearing. And so according to evidence, the Memphis couple, Christe and Bradley, who again got married just this year, February of 2022, they got into a heated argument inside their hotel room before Christe was discovered. And Christe had suffered numerous serious injuries to her body as well as blunt force trauma to the head. It's hard to even understand how this could possibly be an accident. And this is according to the post-mortem examination. And 36 hours after she was found dead, this IT specialist who used the kayak to flee to the island of Matakawalavu, which is about 1.2 miles from the murder scene, he was found and taken into jail. He had been reported missing before that. And so he was spotted using this kayak. A 49-year-old local, Manawa Ratulali, he claims that Bradley Dawson paddled in a kayak to the island on July 9th between 2 and 3 in the morning, which again, that morning is when they would find her and him not be anywhere around. And the man said that he has no idea what he did after landing on the deserted beach, but he did say that he had blood on him, he had wounds coming from his feet and his palms, which might have been the result of landing on nearby coral but he also appeared to be in a panic mode. The guy said that he also was on alcohol. He was also high on alcohol, and he even admitted himself that he was drunk, and the man said he could smell alcohol coming from him. And people were describing this like their friends and people around them. One friend even said that this was a whirlwind romance. And most of her friends had never even met Dawson until the wedding. And they delayed their honeymoon until July, which then they booked a room at the $3,500 a night Turtle Island resort. And this is the resort that served for the movie Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields in the 1980 flick. At this island, this community of villagers and people that live there, they're very to themselves together, though, as a community, because they want to, they work on this island. They live on the island. They need people to keep coming to the island. So they don't want to scare people off. And so a lot of people don't really say much. But anonymous sources did start talking a little bit. And they said that the personal butler, that was their personal butler at this upscale resort, found her on the bathroom floor after the two of them didn't show up for breakfast or lunch that day. So then he goes to check on them, and he uses a spare key to open the door, even though there was a do not disturb sign on there, because he really felt something was wrong. And Manoa, the witness who saw him kayak over there, he said when he found Dawson on Matakawalevu Island that he was bruised and bleeding and smelling of alcohol. And Dawson repeatedly said he had been in a fight with his wife. And he didn't offer more information than that, but he later was asking to call the police. And so it's pretty obvious they were in a fight, because he did say multiple times that they were in a fight. So refusing that DNA definitely doesn't look good for him either. Well, this whirlwind romance would end on Turtle Island in Fiji, in the resort, this beautiful, beautiful scenery. How could she not be looking forward to this, right? And you don't even know, will he ever truly say what happened? I mean, if he got there drunk and he said him and his wife got into a fight and everything's okay, like, no, it's not okay. Like, there's no way there's a mistake here. Like, how does that happen as a mistake? So that's the story as we know it so far. I'm sure more is going to come out, but I don't expect that this guy will ever see the light of day again, unless I don't know. I don't even know in what way that he is looking innocent right now. And we'll find out more, but they went together and she was found in their room, and he wouldn't give DNA that can easily eliminate him as the one that killed her. So I'm not too sure what kind of accident could have bludgeoned her multiple times. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have an amazing day. And my friends, again, be safe out there. Look out for others. Care about others. I'm Manny. Thank you for joining me. Peace.